Thanks for taking your time today. I'm loving the season. I'm loving the new season. It's great that every time White Lotus comes out, I'm satisfied, and I'm not, even though I don't know what to expect, I get something that really keeps me interested all the way through. And this season's no exception.
We'll take Mike White's credit because that's who's due the credit, but we'll take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy's a genius, but the characters are so well written. Can you tell me a little bit about your characters this season, including one quality you like about them and one quality you're not so fond of?
Ooh, I mean, I think both of us can think of plenty of qualities that we're not so fond of. But I guess one of the things that I think is great is how much he actually, at least my character, and I think yours as well, really does love his family. I mean, they're very dysfunctional. They're definitely an insane group of individuals, but he does really care for his siblings and for his dad, who he looks up to tremendously.
Yeah.
Can
So
you give me a little bit about his background and who he is for those who aren't familiar with him?
Oh, I play Saxon Ratliff. I play Jason or Timothy's son. I work for my
weird because we look the same age. I know it's weird, but anyway, go on.
I work for my father. I'm constantly vying for his attention, and yeah, we're from Durham, North Carolina, and we are very successful. Well, you can tell.
We're rich. Yeah, I'm what Tom Wolfe called in Bonfire of the Vanities, a big swinging dick of Wall Street. But we live in Durham, North Carolina. I come from generations of wealth and privilege, and my name's Tim Ratcliffe in the show Ratliff, and everything that I am is my reputation and status and power and my ability to look down on other people or be better or dominate them. And it being White Lotus, what Mike does so brilliantly is set that up and then threaten it, take it away, blow it up, in fact. Because it's in Thailand and the season is exploring questions of self and identity, Tim has to try and work out who he might be without all of the things that he thinks make him and his whole family, which makes for some extremely difficult and dramatic situations. What I like about him, I don't think about what I like or don't like about people because I just am them when we're acting. If you ask me to Jason, would I like to meet Tim and talk to him? Do I think he'd be fun or nice to hang out with? No, I don't think that I like people like that very much. But the show strips him down to his essential humanity. And I don't know. I don't know. If I give him the choice, I think he might not be top of my Christmas card list.
And Mike White does such a great job with the slow reveal aspects of the characters. What was your reaction to your character reveals as you read the scripts?
I think I was constantly blown away by what happens to my character, but not only to my character, to everybody. I think that's one of the beauties of what Mike White does is he's slowly revealing things that are going to happen both kind of on the page and what's happening behind the scenes to these characters, both evident and not. I think that's what he really wants is for the consumer to really think about what's going on and what this journey is for each and every character. But just for myself, I think as the storyline continued, I just was continuously wondering where it was going to go, and then when it got to where it was going, I was shocked.
For me, I think he strips layers off people, but by throwing fate and destiny and circumstance at them, so that their very worst or most difficult situation, the thing that is the most catastrophic thing that could happen to them internally, happens externally, and then we watch them struggle with those things, particularly in this season. I think almost everybody goes through that in more or less melodramatic ways. Possibly I have the most, well, not melodramatic, that's the wrong word, it sounds critical, but the most catastrophic situation. And you see what people are made of, and people have to think what they're made of. And sorry, what I think reading it, I thought, oh shit, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to go there. That's proper acting required. I'm not sure I'm up to it.
Well, that kind of takes me to the next question. You played everything from a pirate to wizards to space captains. Where did you find the inspiration for playing Timothy?
Well, it's a real person, actually, for the voice for Durham, North Carolina. And then there's, it's a pretty imprecise process. I splash around like the people I know. I meet some of the billionaires I've met, and then I watch a bunch of documentaries whenever I can. And then I'm really, having done all the work and Mike's phenomenal script and his understanding of it, you then throw it all away. You stand on the set, and what you rely on is that something will happen. Normally, it's the other actors. Pat and Sam and Sarah Catherine played my children. I got very close to before we were shooting, while we were shooting, and I looked at them and I loved them. You know, it might sound sickening or nauseating, but I love them in real life. They're really terrific people, and I felt responsibility for them. And I don't really understand acting, to be honest with you. So the inspiration is just do all the prep and then throw it all away and get in the scene and see how you feel.
Oh, whatever you do it very well. So
Thanks very
congrats on that. And Patrick, Saxon is not always the easiest character to like, to say the least. Do you think that's a product of nurture or nature?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say both in his world. I mean, I hope that the thing that we wanted to do with Saxon and what Mike really wanted, which I hope comes through, is that he wanted him to on the surface level not be liked, but at the same time be so fun and outrageous that you did enjoy watching him, and you were so curious of where his storyline was going to go, because it's not that interesting if you just have a douche the whole time. But if there's someone that's going through a existential crisis and an internal battle and conflict and all these different things, and then it starts to become more interesting. And there's some humanizing moments and elements of Saxon as well, and the vulnerability of him that I think people hopefully will enjoy watching.
And you get to work with such a great group to create this family, including Parker
I
Posey, which is fantastic. What was the vibe like working on set and creating that chemistry? Like, you must have spent a good deal of time together. You had 6 months of a shoot.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
We spent too much time together, as Mike would say. He was like, you don't need to spend every single second as a family, you know?
No, because I would say, look, I'm going out with my kids for dinner, so I can't come.
Yeah.
And you go, I'm going out with Dad. I'm like, he's not your father.
But we had a lot of fun. We had a great time on and off screen, on and off set. We made a lot of memories, a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships that'll last forever. And working with Parker was great. I mean, she's hilarious. I'd worked with her before on The Staircase for HBO, and I feel very blessed to work with such great individuals like Jason.
And how would you rate Timothy and Victoria as parents?
As parents, you know what? Actually, I would rank them
on a scale of what, 0 to 10? I'd say -7.
I don't know. I would say, I mean, look, I think that you definitely have faults and everything of clearly. But at the same time, and that obviously there, but we do have a father-son relationship where you do care.
You know what? You're right. Timothy loves Saxon enormously and wants the best for him. He's a bit disappointed by how his children have turned out, but it's consequence of growing up with an incredibly powerful man who casts a huge shadow. It's emasculating,
yeah,
I think.
But I've seen worse parents.
Yeah,
I mean, not
true.
worse individuals, but worse parents.
Me too. You're right. Victoria is drugged into a stupor most of the time. I'm not sure she's kicking in her responsibilities.
Also, you get to wake up every day in Thailand working on this great script. What was the experience like? Were there any challenges? I hear the heat was bad, but was there anything else that really stood out that made it, surprisingly challenging?
Depends how you feel about snakes in your bed, being bitten alive by mosquitoes.
Dengue.
Yeah, dengue fever. And there were challenges. Really, I suppose the biggest challenge was being so far away from the rest of our families. I mean, we liked each other. We spent time with each other. Our families came to visit, some of them. But you're still a very long way from your life for 7 months. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful place. People go on holiday there, but they don't go for 7 months. It's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, yeah.
I can understand. I've got 2 daughters, and I couldn't imagine. A couple of days is terrible. 6 months would crush me. Thankfully, there's Zoom nowadays, but still not enough.
Mine are big, so they came to visit. They've never wanted to visit a set before. Neither's my wife, but for some odd reason, when we're staying at a luxury resort in Thailand, they've decided they want to visit their dad and husband on set. Weird.
They didn't visit you in Alaska, but Thailand.
No, they've never come to small farms in Canada or anywhere, Hungary or Bulgaria or any of those other places.
Hey, they all sound wonderful. If you ever need someone to visit, just let me know. Let me wrap with an easy one or a quick one. 3 words to describe this season. You can each give one and then work together on the last.
Well, we have one we've combined yesterday, and it's best one yet.
There you go.
Not great. It's all we came up with.
That was what
I mean, it's.
By the way,
okay.
If Mike White's 8 hours of brilliant writing could be condensed into 3 words, even by ChatGPT, then he'd write 3 words. He wrote 8 hours. That's how it needs to be seen.
More, like 10.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Thank you so much for your time. Your work is excellent. I'm
very
looking
much.
forward to seeing where their journey continues and ends. And have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye.